Hey guys, this is Myanmar and welcome back to our channel Ampnics. In this video, I'm gonna show you how to design a LDO using AP2112K. LDOs are very popular for powering up low powered devices such as sensor nodes, microcontrollers, etc. In this tutorial, I'm gonna show you how you can make one for your hardware projects. Open KiCad, click on File, then New Project, then from here name your project. Hit save. Once you save the project, you will find two folders, Schematic and PCB. So just double click on Schematic. After this, KiCad will redirect you on this window. So from here we will update the basic information in the sheet, and for zoom in and zoom out you can use the scroll wheel of your mouse. So for updating this information, you have to click on File, then Page Setting. Then from here you can issue the date and you can write revision, title, company and comments. After filling the information, just hit on OK. So you can see we have updated the information in the sheet. Alright, so we are going to follow the data sheet of AP2112. So this LDO comes in 5 different variation: 1.2 volt, 1.8 volt, 2.5 volt, 2.6 and 3.3 volt. And in this data sheet you will find the features also, like the accuracy is about plus minus 1.5%, which is quite good for low powered devices, like if you are designing a sensor node or a microcontroller, so you can consider using this LDO. Alright, and the maximum current that you can obtain from this LDO is about 600 milliamperes. You can find a lot of information in this data sheet. So what we will look first here, the typical application circuit. So this is the circuit that we are going to follow for designing this complete LDO. We will start adding the component in the sheet. So for adding the component, you can use the shortcut key A, or you can click here, place symbols. And I will search here AP. Okay, so you can see here the different variations. So we are going to use this 3.3 volt. So I will select this one and double click on it. I will place it here. Then we do need a capacitor. So for that I will type here C and double click on it. So if you notice one thing in the data sheet, we do have a capacitor in the input section and a capacitor on the output section. So I will add this, both the capacitor in this LDO, and I will just duplicate this one. So for duplication you can use the shortcut key Ctrl+D. Okay, so this is my C1 for V in and C2 for V out. And let's see what are the other devices that we need for this LDO. So for that I need to check out the pin description of this LDO. So where we can find that information, that is available inside the data sheet. So you can see here in pin description, and we are going to use this package SOT25. So you can see here this is SOT25. So pin number 1 is V in, then we have ground, enable, V out and NC, which is refers to say about not connected anywhere. Okay, so we are going to use this package. So this is our V in, then we have ground, and then this is enable. So basically you can control this LDO using high or low signal from a microcontroller, or directly also, like if you just want to keep it on every time, you can add a pull-up resistor here on the V in pin. Okay, so what we will do in our design, since we are designing a module which will basically pass 3.3 volt for low power devices, so we will add a pull-up resistor. And from where we got that information, we get it from pin description. You can see here, if you want to enable the chip, so basically we need to keep it high, and if you just want to keep it low, or like if you don't want to use it, then you can pass the low signal, or you can also consider adding a pull down resistor. So we just want to keep it on every time, so we are going to add a pull up resistor in the module. So we will add a pull up resistor on the enable pin of this LDO. So for adding a resistor, again I will use the shortcut key A, and I will search here resistor. So R for resistor, double click on it, and we will also add a power indication like a LED. So I will search for LED. Again, use the shortcut key A, double click on it. R for rotation. Okay, and we do need a current control resistor for this LED, so I will select this resistor and control plus D. And for input and output we are going to use a header pin, so again use the shortcut key A and type here connector, and we are going to use this one, connector pin 2. Okay, again control plus D because we do need it for output as well. R for rotation. So after adding all these devices in the schematic, we need to update the value. For this we can consider using 1 microfarad to 10 microfarad. So what I will do here, I will use 10 microfarad. In fact, you can add more decoupling capacitor like 100 nanofarad, but as of now this is like pretty basic circuit. I will update the value of this resistor as well. So this is going to be 100k and this is going to be 220. For wiring the devices, you can use the shortcut key W, or you can just click on the pin, you will find this wire on it. Or if you just want to escape this mode, you can use the escape button on your keyboard. So we will wire it up. Wiring is completed. We will add some power nets here, or can say power labels. So we do need a ground, V out and V in. For adding the power labels, you can click here, place power symbols, or you can also use the shortcut key P. So I will click here and I will search here ground, double click on it, and I'm gonna place it here. Similarly for V in and V out, I'm gonna use the net label. For placing the net labels, you can use the shortcut key L, or you can click here, place net labels. So this is for V in. Okay, right, and I will just select this one, control plus D. I will place it here and double click to change the name of it. So this is for V out. All right, so you can see here that our schematic is completed. What we will do now, we will assign the footprint for each device. So for assigning the footprint, you have to click here, assign footprint. So I will select here 0603. Why I'm using this one? Because this is balanced footprint for it. You can also use 0402, but that is quite small and it is hard to solder with the hands. And if you just want to increase the size, like if you are not having enough experience with the 0603 size, you can also consider using 0805. So the difference between the footprint sizes differs according to your usage and the application of your hardware. So most of the time you may have seen that I prefer to use 0603 because low power devices works quite better on this package. So I'm gonna select this one. Okay, 0603, double click on it, and then for the LED, again I will look for the LED SMD inside the footprint library. So you can see here LED SMD, and from here again I'm gonna choose the same package. So just double click on it. Then we do have the connector, so again select the J1, press the shift button and select J2 as well. So now you can select the multiple device at a time. And then from here I will look for the connector pin header. Okay, I will select this one, and from here what I can do is I can select the horizontal one. Okay, I'm gonna use this pin header, and the pitch of this connector is about 2.54 mm with typical header pin. And if you want to inspect the 3D view of this footprint or the device, select it, then right click on it, view selected footprint. We are going to use this connector in our hardware. You can also check out the 3D model of it by clicking here. All right, so double click on it. Then we do have the resistor. So again select R1, then press the shift button, select R2 as well, and then look for the resistor SMD. Okay, so we do have resistor SMD here. All right, and again choose the same package 0603, double click on it. All right, so far we have assigned all the footprint. Then after assigning the footprint, what you can do, you can use the shortcut key Control plus S, or you can also click here, or you can click on this apply save schematic and continue. So I will click on this and click on OK. So you will exit the footprint assignment mode, and you have successfully completed the schematic and footprint assignment. Click on switch to PCB editor. So double click on it. Now we have to import the devices from the schematic in layout editor. So for that we have to click on this update PCB from schematic, or you can use the shortcut key F8. So I will click on it and then click on update PCB, then hit close. So as you can see, we got all the devices which is available in the schematic. After that I will turn off this FFab layer. Now you can see we got all the devices in the layout editor. After that what we will do is we will select the edge cut layer and we will increase the grid size from here. Why I'm doing this? Because we want to design the mechanical outline, or can say board outline of this hardware. Okay, and after that we will draw a rectangle. So for that, select this draw rectangle, and the dimension of this device is going to be something like 22 by 13 mm. All right, so the dimension of this device is about 22 by 13 mm. And if you want to add the dimension here, you can select the user drawing and click on place, then click on draw dimension, draw orthogonal dimension, click here, and on the other edge of the rectangle, then again left click, drag and drop. Similarly I will do this side as well. So the dimension of this device is about 22 by 13 mm. Okay, now we will place all these devices inside this board outline. So for placing the devices, what you can do, you can select the device. So for selection, use the left click on your mouse. After selecting the device, press the left button on your mouse and you can drag and drop it here and there, and use the shortcut key R for the rotation. Okay, so what I will do now, I will just place all these devices inside this board outline. Component placement is completed. We have to update one thing in the schematic. If you see here, we have our ground connected here and the V in the side. So what we will do is we will swap this connection in the schematic so that we can connect it straight away. So open the schematic by clicking here, switch to schematic editor, and what I will do here, I will just delete this net from here using delete button on the keyboard. Select it and delete it. Then after that I will just mirror it. Okay, and now pin number 2 is connected to V in and pin number 1 is connected to the ground. All right, again Control plus S, open the PCB layout editor, update it, update PCB, close. So now you can see this is connected straight away. Why I did this? Because if we don't do that, then while designing the layout, it will be quite challenging. Every device is placed perfectly. It's time to design the track layout for it. So for designing the track layout, you have to select the front copper layer or bottom copper layer. So I will select the front copper layer here and then click on this route single track, or you can use the shortcut key X. So select this one, and then after that you can just drag and drop like this by using left button. Okay, so you can see this is quite thin and it is going to carry the current and the input, and this is for the output. So we do need to increase the width of this trace. So how we can do that? You have to click on here track and from here you click on edit predefined sizes. That's the by default size, and here we will update the size about 0.3 mm, other size is about 0.5 mm, and we do need a via also, so the diameter would be about 0.45 and the hole would be about 0.3. Then click on OK. Now we will delete this track. So for deleting a track, a complete track, you can use the shortcut key U, select it and just delete. All right, now we will design the track for these devices. Track design is completed. Now we need to do the same thing for the ground, and if you noticed one thing, that we didn't design the track intentionally for the ground. Why so? Because we are going to pour the copper here, so for that reason we didn't design the manual tracks like V in and V out. So for pouring the copper layer, what you can do, you have to select this draw field zone, okay, and then click outside the box, or can say mechanical board outline, and we want to do it for the ground, and the pad connection would be like solid, and then click on OK. Draw the outer rectangle outside the board outline, double click, and then use the shortcut key B. So you can see here this ground is connected on the bottom side. What about on the top side? It is not connected. So anyways, we will repeat the same thing for the bottom copper layer as well, or you can do like just select this field zone, press the E, and we will do the same thing for the bottom layer as well. Okay, now hit OK, use the shortcut key B again. We got the ground plane on the top layer and the bottom layer, but here it is void, so I want to pour the ground layer here as well. So if you notice one thing, that this ground is connected this side and all the ground pins are here only, there's no ground on the top. So if you want to do that, if you want to pour the ground plane here as well, so we do need to provide a ground. And how can we do that? So we will select the via from here. So I'm gonna select this one. I'm not going with the default one. I will select this one, 0.45 mm. Okay, then click on place via. Okay, I will place a via here. Okay, then again use the shortcut key B. All right, now you can see that we got the ground plane on the top side as well. So pretty much our circuit layout is completed. We will add some text so that we can make this hardware readable as well. So for adding the text, you have to select the silk screen. Okay, so I'm gonna select the front silk screen from here, then click on draw text. After adding the text, we will add some logos as well. So if you don't know how to import the logos, you can check out the description. There is a dedicated video for it. You can find there how to import external logos. Okay, so here I'm gonna put my channel's logo, and we don't need this G asterisk of this logo, so I will select the logo, press E, and from here the reference, you can uncheck this box, then click on OK. Similarly, I don't want this line for this header pin, so what I can do is I will select this header pin and right click on it, and then click on open in footprint editor. I will select this line and just delete it because we don't need it in our hardware. Okay, and Ctrl plus S and just cut it. So you can see that it is gone here. Similarly, I will repeat the same thing here as well. Select the header pin, right click on it, open in footprint editor. And we don't need this designator J1 and J2, so for that select the header pin, press E, and just uncheck this box. You can also turn off this user drawing. Let me turn on the 3D viewer and we can visualize it like how our hardware is looking like. And that's it. You have successfully designed an LDO module using AP2112K.